I see this land suits you. We welcome you freely, Outlander.
Good evening.
Where's that slave? Here not long ago.
Once again, we return to the story of Caius, Spell Sword, Dunmer, Eternal Champion, finest courier in Tamriel, former agent of the Emperor, current head of the Blades in Vardenfell, Hortator of the Three Great Houses, and on my way to becoming Nerevarine, save for the fact that we just got a horrible new mission.
18th the Morning Star, day 156. Sanumu Zabamat says no highborn Telveni would consider wedding an Ashlander, but she has a cunning plan. I must go to Saval Mayan, slave mistress of the festival slave market in Tel Arun, and tell her that I need a pretty Dunmer slave. Saval Mayan will tell me how to dress a slave like a highborn Telveni lady. Then I must escort the pretty slave to Zainab camp and present her to Ashkan Kaushad as a highborn Telveni bride. Do you seek a wise woman's services or her counsel?
Her counsel. Where's Telarun?
Telarun is a wizard's tower in a village of the Telveni Archmagister Gothrin. Let me mark it on your map. Travel across country to the southeast until you reach the water. Telarun is on an island in Zafabel Bay, a long swim from shore. From the Dunmer stronghold Induranian, go south from Sadrith Mora. Telarun is due west. From Telfir, Telarun is north. Here's another landmark. Theralus' ancestral tomb is on the mainland, near the bay. Telarun is the second island southeast from this tomb.
I might actually just have that on my regular map. Let me take a quick look. Oh yeah, southeast. Or just read the description. Alright. Guess there's no two ways about it. So I believe we only have one more Ashlander tribe to make nice with after we sort this out. I think I'll take the opportunity to explore what I can in this part of the map, although it's foggy, so how successful I'll be is a whole other question. Subdued. This is a very late recording, which will also mean that this may potentially be coming up later than I expect, so my apologies if you were seeing this at a belated hour. If memory serves, I've never actually been able to find a way to get a boat directly to Telarun. I've always had to fly there. I don't think I have the... Yeah, if I want to do soul gems, I want to be going after smaller stuff. I suppose now seems as good of a time as any. I'm also trying to remember if I had any heavy restored fatigue anymore. I don't think I do, but doesn't hurt to double check. And the elite will get me a petty. I don't know if a scamp's gonna give me what I need, but yeah, well, that was good for a common. Always time to collect some more materials. Well, it's pretty clear where we're heading. I don't know if we've ever actually been inside here. So it definitely seems like there's docks. We'll maybe leave that for later. I'm already here.
don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. I'm Uzoth Bagramph. How can I help you?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior by trade. I know how to fight when necessary, but I'd much rather look tough so that the critters give up or run away when they see me. Personally, I favor long blades of all kinds. They use long blades of many different styles and craftsmanship here in Morrowind, and I wear medium armor for a decent balance of protection and mobility, but I train with various weapon types and armor types, and like any good warrior, I'm my own armorer. I don't want to fight with worn weapons and worn armor.
My attention is yours.
Alright, let's see if we can find Savile the Mayan.
You're not what I expected. You've earned my trust.
Ah, welcome. What is it, friend?
What are you doing here? What can I do for you?
Seems pretty cheerful for a slave.
Welcome, Caius, to the Festival Slave Market, the finest slaves in Vardenfell. I'm Savile Mayan, and I know we have the slave for you. Are you looking for standard household slaves, Caius, or are you looking for something special?
Well, if I have to do this horrible thing, something special.
You need a slave to pose as a high-born Telveni lady. Sweet Alma, that Somnu Zabmat and her cunning plans. I do have the slave you want, Felura Lerevu, a pretty Dunmer girl. But first, you must get an exquisite shirt, an exquisite skirt, and exquisite shoes to dress her in. Go get these exquisite clothes and bring them to me, and then we will discuss a price for her.
All right, well.
Where can you get exquisite clothes? Talmora. Elegant the clothier has some very nice things. See these clothes I'm wearing? Exquisite shirt, exquisite skirt, exquisite shoes. I bought them at her shop. Maybe you should try her. When you have the exquisite clothes, we can talk about something special that you are looking for.
Sorry, if you could just give me a second here. I've got a glass of water.
Slave looks down at you, down at the ground, waiting for you to speak.
Are you okay with this?
My name is Felura Lerevu. Savile Mayan has told me that you plan for me to marry an Ashlander lord. Savile Mayan has taught me what to say and do, and I would be very happy to do this thing. All that remains is for you to purchase me.
Well, thanks for letting me feel okay about slavery.
Telmora is the Telveni Tower of Mistress Duratha, an ancient wizard of the Telveni Council, a small settlement that includes a few craftsfolk and a trade house. Telmora is a good distance north along the coast. You could travel cross-country, but travel by ship to Telmora is cheap and reliable from the Teleroon docks south of here.
Right, all right. Probably weren't the dogs they were talking. Oh, never mind.
I think we've been introduced, Outlander. I'm Dianus Daris. How can I help you?
I'd like to go to Telmora, please.
What do you want, Outlander?
exquisite clothes if I can.
Find someone else to bother.
I will.
Leave me.
You too.
I really don't want you around here.
I wonder if I have anything I want to get rid of. Well, I do, but not that these people are going to be able to afford it.
What was that? I don't like you much, stranger.
I don't like you either.
I'm sure there's someone else you can borrow.
Annoying outlander.
I'm sure there's someone else you can bother.
Pleasant journeys, Caius. I'm Eliganan, new in Telmore, I suppose. Do you know where to find services here?
I believe I've just found them. Alright, this is gonna sound a little weird. I can't remember if it was extravagant or exquisite. I think... Wait a minute. Maybe it'll say. Exquisite. Shirt, skirt, and shoes. I don't suppose you'd be interested in buying this shield. I made some of my costs back.
Is there something I can do for you, Outlander?
Teleroon, please. I suspect getting the slave there is going to be a bit of a pain. But we'll worry about that after.
Welcome, Caius, to the Festival Slave Market, the finest slaves in Vardenfell. I'm Savalamayan. I think we have the slave for you. Are you looking for a standard household slave, or are you looking for something special?
You know what I want.
Good, these clothes are perfect. Hold on to them. I'll give them to her when you've bought her. But I need a little more time to coach Valura Larevu to play the part of a highborn Telveni lady. I know just the thing we'll need. Go get a bottle of Telveni bug musk perfume. Try Bildren Erelith, the apothecary here in Tel Rune, or Jolda the apothecary in Tel Mora. That will make Falura Larevu completely irresistible. Go, hurry!
I know I used to have some, but I suspect I probably Yeah, I used it all because it was too heavy.
I've obtained the exquisite shirt, skirt, and shoes to dress the slave in. Savalamayan needs time to coach her and to play the part. In the meantime, she told me to go get some Telveni bug musk perfume to make Falura Larevu completely irresistible. This is like a human trafficking version of My Fair Lady. Dunmer trafficking. I don't think we've been introduced, Outlander. I'm Builder in Aerolith. How can I help you?
I'm looking to buy some Telveni bug musk. No, it's not for me. Cover some of the costs of the clothes, I guess.
You have the Telveni bug musk? Excellent. No, don't give it to me. You'll give it to her when you've bought her. Now, let me tell you my price. For this superb specimen, skillfully coached to play her part in your little scheme, I am pleased to accept from you the modest sum of 1,200 drakes, and I offer this special price out of friendship to Sonmumu Zabmat.
I'll give you 800.
You drive a hard bargain, but I like to see a happy customer. I'll accept your offer, and thank you for your custom. Now here's the key to her cage. I've removed her slave bracers. When you're ready, you should speak to Falura Laravu and explain to her that she's to follow you back to Zainab Camp to meet her future husband, Ashkan Kashad.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yes, Sarah? Yes, Sarah. Falura Vero of Velothus Haven, daughter of Andrano Laravu, lord of Tel Laravu, pleased to make your acquaintance. See, Savalamayan has taught me well. I shall be a highborn Telveni lady, and no one will know the difference, just like a lady. I admit, I'm a little anxious about marrying an Ashlander, even an Ashlander chief, but everything is better than being a slave, and I'm very tough and smart and determined to make the best of my chances. But Savalamayan said that you wanted to give me something. Some presents?
Here you go.
Oh, Sarah, these clothes, they are divine, and such a perfume. Only the very rich can afford this. I shall do everything I can to please you and my new master. That is my gracious lord and husband-to-be. Come, I'm so excited, I cannot wait. Let us travel together to Zainab Camp and meet the Zainab lord. Are you ready now to accompany me to the, are you ready now for me to accompany you to Zainab Camp?
Yes.
Very well, Caius. Now you and I will travel together. When we have arrived at the Ashkan's yurt and Zainab Camp, we will speak further about my new bridegroom.
This strikes me as something that's going to be a little hard to work with.
Guys, please, ask anything of me, and I'm happy to help a friend.
Alright. Dagenfell is too far away. You know, I think Voss makes the most sense. I suppose this isn't exactly the trip that I would want to put someone in the exquisite clothes through. But it's not like I've got much of a choice right now. I suppose it's just as well as that I murdered everything on the way. Pleasant day. Fear not, I'll protect you, my lady. Everyone has a part to play in this deception.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
Guess she doesn't have any comment.
Yes, yes, Sarah. Yes, we're here safely. And this fine man, is he to be my bridegroom? He's very distinguished looking, isn't he? A bit severe, perhaps, but the lines on his face there show that he likes to smile. Oh, Sarah, I think I'll be very happy.
I don't know where to begin. It is such an honor to meet you.
Greetings, Outlander. Have you returned with my Telveni bride?
What do you think she is?
This is my new bride. I am very pleased with your gift, Caius. Though she's not so generous in the hips as I would like, I promise to make her a happy bride and to do her the honor as a high-born Telveni lady. And as I have said, I will now name you Zainab Nerevarine, war leader of the Zainab, protector of the people. I must also give you the Zainab thong, an enchanted heirloom of the tribe, which shall be assigned to the Dunmer that the Zainab have named you Nerevarine.
How are you?
Welcome, Nerevarine. We're pleased to see you.
I'm afraid to check, but... Oh, good. It's a necklace.
I'm Felura Lurvu, bride of the Ashkan Kashad and the Zainab Ashlanders.
You play your part well. I hope you two are happy together.
Ashkan Kashad said that he is very pleased with Felura Larevu, though she is not so generous in the hips as he would like. He promises to make her a happy bride and to do her honor as a highborn Telveni lady. And he has named me Zainab Nerevarine, war leader of the Zainab and protector of the people. He has also given me the Zainab thong, an enchanted heirloom of the tribe, which shall be the sign to all Dunmer that the Zainab have named me Nerevarine.
So I believe it is only the, Arabeninson that we need to win over. It's also likely going to be the most difficult. I really should be trying to find a path into there. Technically a distraction, but I was curious. I'll try it for now. I don't think I'm going to keep it by the end. It's mostly just about taking anything light and high value that I can make it out with. Because it's not obvious. It's not obvious I'm going to be able to make it back in time. Alright. I do, however, want to change weapons. is definitely the case where that hammer would actually be a little helpful. Although I guess it's a two-handed. Well, for now, it's 144 versus 344, so... I deserve that.
You are a fool to fight me!
This one is no more.
Tempted to head back home just so that I can get a new weapon, but I'll resist the temptation for now, and maybe try to at least get a task from the Ashlanders. Keep forgetting to do the soul trap. Although I bet this oak room is gonna give me something. Alright, well, while I'm at it, let's fill up some soul gems. with one of those. Alright. I know we had some heavy restore magicas that I wanted to get rid of first. And I suppose I should be happy enough for the weather. It's obviously not as grim as it could have been. If it's cloudy, it's particularly difficult to find my way around these places, so, or in the middle of a ash storm, I mean. Let's try to get to the camp as quickly as possible, and then I don't need to worry about this place again. So I suspect this won't be good for gems. I can at least get some materials off of that. I'm not looking for trouble. I can't remember if I've been here before. This looks wild. Trying to remember where I would have run into the... Oh, here we go.
Crosses Curio asked me to kill Rhinel Uveriath, the Telvanni sorcerer who lives in the Telvanni stronghold of...
You know what? I'm wardator of all the houses I don't work for. Lalu works for me. Actually, just while I take a look at the different organizations I'm a part of, I'm not likely to see advancement in the Fighters Guild until I deal with their leadership. The Imperial Cult, I believe they want me to improve on my abilities. So I suppose probably it's my restoration and maybe speedcraft or blunt weapons I should be working on. Or maybe just combine them and work on my blunt speech. Come on. I tried to avoid the guar. It's a very scenic shot.
I don't know where to begin. It is such an honor to meet you.
I seem to remember it was the wise woman who I should speak with first.
I am Minari, wise woman of the Arabanimson. You are an outlander who claims to fulfill the Nerevarine prophecies. Do you need my services, or do you seek my counsel?
Let's talk about those prophecies first.
You wish to be named Arabanimson Nerevarine? Never. Not while Ashcan Uleth-Pal and his war-loving Arabanimson live. They all hate outlanders. They are proud and haughty and will never suffer an outlander to rule them. If you would be Nerevarine of the Arabanimson, you must kill Uleth-Pal and his supporters, the Gulkans Ahaz, Ranabi, and Ashu Ahe. Then you must help me make the peace-loving Erebaninsum Gul'kan Han Amu or Ashkan. Ashkan Han Amu could then name you Nerevarine Erebaninsum. But before anything else can be done, you must first eliminate Ulathpal and his supporters. Then you should come speak with me, and we will discuss further how you might be named Erebaninsum Nerevarine. If you would fight Ashkan Ulathpal and his supporters, know your enemy and come prepared. His supporters are the Gul'kans Ahaz, Ranabi, and Ashu Ahe. They are the strongest of the fighting Erebaninsum. I think you will defeat Ranabi and Ashu Ahe in single combat, but if you stand alone against Ulathpal and his bodyguard Ahaz, you may not prevail. If you have hidden skills and resources, or you are a mighty sorcerer or enchanter, perhaps you may defeat them.
Well, I guess we'll work our way up.
Please, go ahead, Outlander.
Go away, stupid. I'd kill you, but it's not worth the trouble. We all know the prophecies, and we think they're foolish superstition. Don't bother us with this nonsense. Nobody cares about that. You just make us tired. Go away.
Huh. I mean, maybe it's not so straightforward.
You are stupid, Outlander. I have nothing to say to you. I despise your kind. Go away. We know about the prophecies and we think they're foolish superstition. Don't bother us with this nonsense. Very well, this problem has an easy solution.
I'm going to be a little stupid about this, but,
You've slain one of my people. You must pay with your life.
You will suffer great pain.
just wait for them to attack me. Next.
Probably nothing. Die, wretched!
I think that's it.
What?
Yes, Outlander, do you need my services, or do you need my counsel? Now, with the Ashkan Ulathpal and his supporters dead, we may consider the Nerevarine prophecies and how you might be named Erebaninsum Nerevarine. With the supporters out of the way, it is simply a matter. It is a simple matter to be named Nerevarine of the Erebaninsum. All you need to do is persuade Gul'kan Han Amu to become Ashcan of the Erebaninsum. Seek him out in his Gul'ka-yurt. Be prepared, however. Han Amu is not a material one and would choose. Is not the material one would choose when looking to make an Ashcan. He may prove difficult to persuade.
How wonderful. What may I welcome?
I see this land suits you. We welcome
You guys are surprisingly chill about what I just did.
You are the outlander who claims to be the Nerevarine. You'll find no welcome here, I'm afraid. We know about the prophecies. Our Ashcan and the Gul'kan say they are foolish superstition. There will be trouble if you speak with them. Perhaps you should speak with our wise woman.
Just did. Wrong guy.
No matter what Minari says, I am not interested. I don't want to be Ashcan. Everyone despises me. I'm a weakling and a coward and a fool. I hate it, but it's true. I just want to be left alone. Yes, I recognize it. Renabi wore that robe, the robe of Urdan the Wise. It was handed down to Renabi through his family. But what does that have to do with my wanting to be Ashcan? Your lesson is clear. It is the robe that gives wisdom in council, and it is the idea of the robe that gives confidence to the tribe. But it is the Ashcan who wears the robe, the Ashcan who accepts responsibility for the safety of the tribe and who holds the fate of the tribe in his hands. Now, with Ulatpal dead, I hold the fate of the tribe in my hands, and I must accept that responsibility. Thank you for your lesson. I shall be Ashcan of the Erebaninsum, and I shall name you Nerevarine. Thank you, Caius. I promise that, as Ashcan, I shall do my best to amend the dark reputation of the Erebaninsum, and as my first action as chief, I now name you Erebaninsum Nerevarine, champion of the Erebaninsum and protector of the people. You must also go to the wise woman Mineri and get from her the seizing of the Erebaninsum, an enchanted heirloom of the tribe, which shall be assigned to all Dunmer that the Erebaninsum have named you Nerevarine.
Well, wonderful. I feel as though I should know you.
Alright, I spoke with Hanamu and made a little speech about having the courage to accept responsibilities of Ashcan, because the fate of the tribe is in his hands. He has taken the lesson to heart, and he has accepted his responsibilities as Ashcan. He has also said that he will name me Nerevarine of the Erebaninsum. I must ask him to do this immediately. Hanamu, now Ashcan of the Erebaninsum, has named me Erebaninsum Nerevarine, champion of the Erebaninsum. And protector of the people. I must go to the wise woman Mineri and get from her the seizing of the Erebaninsum, an enchanted heirloom of the tribe which shall be assigned to all Dunmer that the Erebaninsum have named me Nerevarine. I have been named Nerevarine by all 4 tribes of the Vardenfell Ashlanders, the Ursulaku, Amamusa, Zainib, and Erebaninsum. Of the 7 visions of 7 trials of the Incarnate, I have now fulfilled the 5th trial. So Caius, you are called Nerevarine, and Hanamu is now our Ashcan. Many changes. You've persuaded him to accept his responsibilities, and now we will see if he grows in wisdom and becomes a good and wise chief like his father.
I believe there was an heirloom.
Here, take this enchanted token of the Erebaninsum, and that all may now know that we have named you Nerevarine and champion.
There's someone watching me. I can tell.
All right. Let's see what this thing is. I feel like I should go to the Ursulaku at some point, but they're probably going to want me to talk to... they're probably going to want me to talk to... The temple first. Still too heavy, huh? Drop the shields for now. I do also need to make some choices about what weapons I want to take. So for instance, there's a, oh, that's Mage Bane. I thought I had a mace here somewhere. Well, it's a Daedric mace. I'll consider it. I thought I had a glass one. Anyway. So at least a few sales I can make.
Do you have something to say, Outlander?
I see this land. May you find all that you seek, traveler.
Actually, while I'm at it, I should see if I can get some training.
Welcome, friend. The day is yours. What shall we talk about?
Well
Welcome,
met.
Dunmer. Let's set aside our differences and talk, shall we?
Doesn't anybody here know maces?
Friend, I enjoy the company.
I wonder if she heard me say that.
Well, it's a start. I'm gonna get some rest.
Under sun and sky, Outlander, we bring you all.
No, you have something to say.
It's rather amusing to be told, "Don't worry, I won't hurt you," when I'm the one slinging fireballs.
You have ascended to level 40. The results of hard work and dedication always look like luck to saps, but you know that you've earned every ounce of your success.
Wait a minute. I'm never gonna make that work. Alright, let's see if I can get a fortify speed. I suspect not, but... Kagudi hide. Hiding in plain sight all along. Alright, that's a new high priority. So we'll see if we can get away with any drain willpower. I don't think that's going to happen, but... well, shows what I know. So I think the lesson is still grab everything. Alright, I gotta think about other effects that I want. Oh yes, the Ashiam also. I don't want to be too careless with vampire dust, but 3 should still be enough. And I'll be sure to buy more if I have the opportunity. So rat meat seems to be the most... Nope, bone meal. So is drain fatigue and personality. I'm saving the poisons for the last. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna have a drain intelligence, but let's try. No. Maybe drain magicka. Might want to hang on to the Hound meeting, seeing as it has Reflect. There might be some other things that I can get out of that, but I'm fine enough with what we produced. Debating about bringing the dagger for the short blade as well. Alright, this is gonna be a mess, I think it's time I organized. Oh, good lord. I don't even remember what these were for. should probably do this by weapon type. Now I may actually wind up using a daikatana, so... Okay, the Daedric Mace I may use. That counts as a short blade, so I'll use that over the dagger. Still not as organized as I would like it to be, but at least it's similar weapon classes. Should pick, so we've got the Daedric Mace, which is a 330, and a Daunting Mace, 1026, so it's nice, but not quite what I need here. I actually don't have a mace pile yet. I had a spear here somewhere. Can't find it now. Alright, this is still going to be hard to navigate, but... Alright, we're sort of getting somewhere. Wish I had a way of just shifting myself over to the left slightly. Because really, at this point, there's no... I'm going to have to do a lot of manipulation. Alright, here's one thing I can do. I'll move all my alchemy equipment. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket, but it's a start. Wait, why is this? Oh, wait. This was a gift. Wait a minute. It's not worth that much. I should have checked for some of these too. Yeah, Razorbeak. I forgot that some of these are something I can't actually sell off. Alright, well that's a start. Now I need to worry about armor. I think for now I'm just gonna dump what I can. Just so I can get a little bit of movement. Okay. It's like a lot of spares to me. And then I know some of these I was keeping for sentimental value, so I'm going to assume everything on that end is kept for that reason. Still 700 on weight. Right, but that's, I'm not actually using all of that. Okay, so the Daikatana, that's for the future. I gotta be careful not to drop the stuff that I'm actually trying to move. Okay. So, the big dilemma right now is that the short blade is actually something that I would kind of like to improve most, but the blunt weapon is the one that that'll advance me with the Imperial cult, so we'll stick with that. Now the rest of this is really about just selling as much as I can, so start with that. I suspect I had the exact same idea earlier. I forgot to move them over, so. There's the shields. I only need one of the katanas. Oh, come on. Again, I'm not going to be able to carry all of this, but I just lost a lot of weight, so. Should have been paying attention. Alright, let's see about how much of this we can sell.
I'm ready for answers.
3 blessings.
Oh yes, before I go too far, I got some training to do.
Ooh, put that there.
Well met, friend.
is a start. Well, he's not going to buy any of this anyway.
Greetings, Outlander. Welcome.
Aren't you a sight?
Is there something I can do for you?
You've ascended to level 41. The results of hard work and dedication always look like luck to saps, but you know you've earned every ounce of your success.
It's not exactly the most impressive,
Is there something I can do for you?
Aren't you a sight? What can I do for you?
Well, I find myself in pleasant company. Please share your thoughts.
Alright, you still got some of my money.
Stay as long as you like. It would be a privilege to talk with you.
Yep. That's it. Alright, well. We at least got some of it. I suspect probably if I'd been a little less,
My anger is reserved for the foolish.
if I'd been a little less nervous about reloading, I probably could have sold some of the more expensive stuff, but the worry that I have is that the gold amount resets. Alright. I don't know if I have any 6th house amulets to sell you, but that would be a good start. I do. Alright. This makes it a little more complicated, actually. You know what, let's ignore the 6th house amulets for now. not quite sure about these robes, so I'm going to hang on to them.
Greetings. It's not often I find such.
Alright, as always, we try and get some good materials. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. No, it still makes sense to get materials. Alright, so that's the buy side. Should probably be finding out what's heavy first. Almost certainly could have got away with more, but I guess I got the worst of the weight down. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Not much, it looks like. Maybe the shield. Fantastic. And then finally, let's see what we can get away with some of my stones.
What was that?
900, huh? Well, I have an idea. I don't normally like going back and forth like this, but it'll, I think it'll help me make change. I also know I'm not going to be selling the armor, so put this all in a tidy stack to take to market on another day. So I think some of these I'm going to hang on to for one reason or another. And I'll admit, I can't really answer why for some of them. That's 3 weight, I'll hang on to it for now. Actually, for all of these, it annoys me that I'm hanging on to so much, but obviously anything for restore magic that goes right at the top. Fortify speed's a priority. Where'd the vampire dust go? Pretty sure I remember. There it is. Alright, and I think everything past the 3rd row is kind of use what you can. Alright, this is actually starting to look like there's some kind of order. Now, this is going to be a pain, but I already started cleaning, so let's commit. No. Alright. So it's pretty clear that anything in the tens of thousands I'm not going to be selling anytime soon, so... Tower of Power. I think there's a similar argument to be made for the it's not gonna let me stack. Oh, okay, it does let me stack these. It's just gonna be difficult. I don't even know where they go when I do that. Magic. Alright, well, you know what? Before I go too much further, let's just see what kind of exchanges I can do for the lower value soul gems. Alright, so ideally I'm gonna get the petty soul gems, which I should be able to trade for sort of lower value things. Skeleton Warrior is another good example. Too much. It's all 4,000s, huh? Pity. Although I wonder. If I sell him one of the 4,000s.
If there's anything
not
I
a
can
perfect
do,
trade,
I
but
am humbly at your service.
it's gets me a little more change than I thought I was gonna have.
I'm ready for anything.
Greetings, Outlander. Welcome.
So, wait a minute, didn't I just buy? Alright, I think we might actually have a state of affairs to be proud of. Maybe aside from all this, so I do want the divine interventions. Dominate I want to keep. I don't remember where I got this rope from. So the katana is when I, when I need a weapon that I'm, well, sort of, a weapon that I have the best ability at. The mace is so that I can improve my abilities. I don't have any books, do I? I do. The Ransom of Zarek. Alright, so, I guess I have to go to the High Fane.
To signify agreement with these terms and conditions for a meeting with the Archcanon, the Nerevarine claimant may present himself to the healer of the High Fane of Vivek, Danso Indulus, and the necessary arrangements will be made. Once again, no purpose is served by meeting until the claimant is named Hortator of all three great houses and is named Nerevarine of the 4 Ashlander tribes. Oh, I want to make sure that I'm going to the right place. I think they said as soon as I start, as soon as I'm called the Nerevarine, people are going to get mad. Nalami Velet, the High Fane is the largest tribunal temple on Vardenfell. Archcanon Saroni presides over the temple, along with a large staff of priests, healers, and monks. Pilgrims travel from all over Morrowind to view the High Fane and the Ministry of Truth, and to offer prayer and thanks before the Palace of Vivek.
So be it.
So good to see you.
Should have checked to see how much money I had after all
Hail,
that.
Dunmer.
Amazing. Vivek, please.
I'd be happy to talk. My pleasure, really.
Well, I find myself in pleasant company. Please share your thoughts.
Not a lot of pretty ladies around here. Nothing's
Yep,
keeping
you're
you
right.
here, so move on.
Man. He definitely changed his tone. Alright, we haven't seen any ordinators yet, so it's a good start. I don't even know if they'll attack on sight, but the fact that somebody's mad at me already for existing makes me wonder. Again, basically the idea is I could be overreacting to a line of dialogue that just says, you know, be careful when you do certain things. I clearly got turned around. There we go. Okay, well, obviously I was overreacting. Tanso and Dulis.
Under sun and sky, Outlander, we greet you warmly.
It's not bad when you know your way around, Caius. What are you looking for in Vivek?
Looks like you don't know.
High Fane is the largest.
Yeah, we got that.
Quickly, did you want to meet the Archcanon?
I do.
The Archcanon is in his private quarters, and he very much wishes to speak with you, but I am to warn you, avoid confrontations with the Ordinators at all costs. The Archcanon has spoken with the High Fane Ordinators, but if you are a wanted criminal, they may try to arrest you. If the blood of faithful servants of the temple is spilled, it will make a reconciliation all that much more difficult.
I didn't buy that spell for why you thought I did.
It's a private back entrance to Srione's private quarters. Perhaps you might also sneak past the Ordinators by stealth or magic. A door on the eastern canal side level leads through a smaller room and into Sarione's private quarters, but the door is always locked and the Ordinators control the keys.
They seem to be cool with me.
Speak your needs.
Thank you for coming. Kais, you know the Temple's doctrine on the Nerevarine. Perhaps it is time to change that doctrine. The Temple must protect the people from false doctrines, and your association with Imperial intelligence makes your motivations and integrity suspect. But you have also been chosen Hortator in Nerevarine by the Dunmer people, and we have reached a crisis with Dagoth-Ur. We can no longer defend the people against the awakened Sixth House. You and your prophecies may represent our last hope. Our present situation is desperate, but I would rather have you hear the details of our situation and the circumstances leading up to that situation from Lord Vivek himself. He has asked to see you. Would you agree to a private meeting with him and hear in person what he has to say?
Yes, I will meet with Vivek.
Good. Here are 2 keys, one to the private back entrance to my quarters, the other to a locked entrance to Lord Vivek's palace. I regret that at present the Ordinators are not completely under my control, so for now I'll ask that you avoid any confrontations with them. Lord Vivek is expecting you. His lordship is remarkably patient, but perhaps it would be better not to keep him waiting.
Where is he?
Wealth beyond measure, Outlander.
Archcanon Sarione has suggested that the Temple's policy concerning the Nerevarine might change, and has arranged for a private meeting with Lord Vivek. He gave me 2 keys, one to his private back entrance, one to the private back entrance to his quarters, and the other to a locked entrance to Lord Vivek's palace. He says that the Ordinators are not under his control. Caius, Nerevarine? Lies and superstition. Why do you defy temple teachings? Worse yet, we now learn that you're an agent of the Emperor and an outlaw. I warn you, just because I talk to you, don't think everyone will. Others reach for weapons when they see an outlaw and a heretic.
You know what, just get me out of here. I'll find Vivek's palace on my own.
What is this about?
Yeah, very impressive. Freaky eyes.
I expected you. We have business, you and I. When I was young like you, I was very impatient, so I will keep our business short. Then later, there may be time for other things. First, I propose to remove my curse upon the Nerevarine, end the persecution of the dissident priests, and proclaim to all Morrowind that Caius is the incarnate in Nerevarine, the prophesied savior of Morrowind, and the last hope to withstand the menace of Dagoth-Ur in the Sixth House. These things I will do, whether you wish or not. Next, I propose to surrender to you the power and responsibility of defeating Dagoth-Ur. You may choose to refuse. I will not compel you. You will receive the power as a gift in the form of an artifact called Wraithguard. You may accept the gift, then do with it as you will. You will receive the responsibility as an oath. You may give your oath, then keep it or break it as you like. First, will you accept Wraithguard as a gift?
I mean, I do like items.
Yes, I accept Wraithguard. Good, sensible of you. And now, will you give your oath before all gods and men, before spirits visible and invisible, before my honor and your honor, to dedicate yourself and Wraithguard to the defeat and destruction of Dagoth-Ur, and the preservation of Morrowind and its people.
Yes, I so swear.
Not very sensible, but very good. I was hoping for someone who would have no hesitations about making such an oath. You now have a brief momentary sensation. You will now have a brief momentary sensation of time passing. Don't be alarmed. You are being taken out of time in order to avoid the unpleasant experience of learning how to use Wraithguard. It will be over before...
Sorry, just 1 second.
There is a brief sensation of motion in total darkness, floating, but without a sense of weight or direction. You know it. Now, I will notify the temple that you are our champion. There should be no more persecution of the dissident priests, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. We have time for questions if you like, or you may leave, as you wish, but I think there are at least 2 things you ought to know before you leave. How to use Wraithguard, and how to defeat Dagoth-Ur.
Tell me how to defeat Dagoth-Ur.
To defeat Dagoth-Ur, go to Red Mountain and recover the artifact Hammer Sunder from the Gate Citadel Veminal. Then recover the artifact Blade Keening from Gate Citadel Ordersol. Then proceed with Wraithguard, Sunder, and Keening to the Citadel of Dagoth-Ur. Within the Citadel, find the Heart of Lorkhan. Use the 3 artifacts to sever Dagoth-Ur's connection to the Heart, and he will be destroyed, and the Blight ended on Morrowind. To destroy Dagoth-Ur, you must sever his connection with the Heart of Lorkhan. To do this, strike the Heart with the artifact hammer Sunder once, then strike the Heart more than once with the artifact blade Keening. You must wear Wraithguard, because you cannot handle either Sunder or Keening unless you are wearing Wraithguard. That is the short, simple explanation. Here is the long, detailed explanation, written down for your convenience. Read it, study it, commit it to memory.
Tell me about Dagoth-Ur.
Dagoth-Ur is the former Lord High Counselor of House Dagoth. He was of Lord Nerevar's generation, older than we, and a mighty sorcerer, and enchanted in life. In his sustained shadow immortality, he appears to be a highly intelligent, severely deluded immortal monster with unparalleled supernatural abilities. He appears by turns lucid and deranged, compassionate and bestial, profoundly wise and profoundly distorted. In short, he is a mad god.
And what of Red Mountain?
In my library, I have made available 2 conflicting accounts of the events of Red Mountain, my own true account and another false account common among the Ashlanders and perceived in the Apocrypha. I don't care whether you believe my account or not. I leave it up to you to judge which is true.
Tell me about your library.
I want your trust and willing cooperation, so I've had the priests make copies of a number of documents. They're here for you to read or take with you. Take a look at them. Help yourself.
What other counsel do you have?
You need to know, where is Dagoth-Ur? What are Dagoth-Ur's plans? Who are Dagoth-Ur's servants? Who is Dagoth-Ur? What are Dagoth-Ur's powers? What is known about Dagoth-Ur's defenses? How can I prepare for battle against Dagoth-Ur? And who can help?
Where is he?
Dagoth-Ur has never ventured out of the Heart Chamber, the place under Red Mountain where the Heart of Lorkhan lies. It is there or nearby that he is constructing a new god, Akalukan, also known as the Second Numidium.
Tell me more about the plans.
We know nothing for sure, but we have learned much from interrogating Sixth House cultists and victims of dream compulsions, and from our study of Dagoth-Ur's actions. The Temple Scholars and Inquisitors have prepared a document, Dagoth-Ur's Plans, that summarizes what we know or suspect. Take this copy. It is also available in my library. Dagoth-Ur's Plans summarizes what we know or suspect. You have a copy, and it's also available in my library.
Tell me about his servants.
Chief among his servants are his 7 brothers, the Ash Vampires, powerful heart-weights and cunning sorcerers of old. These creatures appear to die, but are always revived at the heart. Somehow Dagoth-Ur has conferred some portion of his immortality upon them, or perhaps they sustain themselves through more conventional sorcery.
Tell me about his powers.
He is able to send his mind into the dreams of susceptible victims across vast distances. The victims are either swayed by his compulsions or driven mad. He is also seems nearly invulnerable to physical and magical harm. His flesh, and the flesh of his followers, evolves towards a mutable magical form. Dagothers and the highest ranks can control the distorted manifestations of their flesh. Lower ranks lose control of their bodies and become mindless corpus monsters.
What are his defenses?
Confer with the Ordinators and the buoyant armigers garrisoning Ghostgate for the latest information about the defenses of the citadels of Dagoth and his heart-weight kin.
How can I prepare for battle, then?
Prepare for war. Beyond the Ghost Fence, there are no safe places, no allies. Stockpile resources, plan for retreat and replenishment, quest for artifacts of power.
Who can help?
Ordinators and buoyant armigers stationed at the Ghost Gate have the most practical knowledge of the nightmare world inside the Ghost Fence. Seek them in my name for counsel and aid.
So be it.
I accepted Wraithguard from Lord of Ivek, and I swore my oath before all gods and men, before all spirits visible and invisible, before my honor and Vivek's honor, to dedicate myself and Wraithguard to the defeat and destruction of Dagoth and the preservation of Morrowind and its people. Vivek somehow taught me how to use Wraithguard. He then offered to give some explanations, or to let me go immediately as I wished. To defeat Dagoth Vivek says I must go to Red Mountain to recover the artifact Hammer Sunder from Gate Citadel Veminal, and then the artifact Blade Keening from Gate Citadel Ordersal. Then, with these artifacts and Wraithguard, if I destroy the enchantments of the Heart of Lorkhan and Dagoth Citadel, Dagoth will be destroyed. The blight ended, and Vivek gave me the plan to defeat Dagoth to explain the details.
Which we will read now.
Dagoth plans. The following documents were prepared by temple scholars and agents from the Inquisition for Lord Vivek. From interrogation of captured sleepers and other Sixth House cultists, from study of manuscripts written by cultists and victims of dream-induced mania, from interviews with Lord Vivek concerning historical campaigns against Red Mountain, and from broad conjectures and inferences made upon these materials. It is our best estimate of Dagoth motivations and objectives in this most recent phase of his war upon Morrowind. Basic objectives. 1. Establish a theocracy in Morrowind based on the worship of a newborn god, Akulakan, Second Numidium, to be created by Dagoth from the heart of Lorkhan and a body constructed according to the principles and rituals pioneered by Dwemer Kagrenak. Establish the ancient heirs of House Dagoth as god priest of Akulakan, and the Sixth House of Dagoth as the dominant political power in Morrowind. Through charismatic conversion, unite the Dunmer under the guidance of Dagoth to battle against the foreign animals who hold Morrowind in subjection. Note, Dagoth has apparently adopted the views and motivations of the Dwemer High Craft Lord Kagrenak. In effect, he recapitulates the ancient blasphemous folly of the Dwemer. 2. Expose the false worship of the tribunal and destroy the ecclesiastical authority and political power of the temple. How much the dissident priests of the cult of the Nerevarine may be controlled or influenced by the Sixth House in this regard is open to speculation. 3. Extirpate all remaining individuals of inferior and mongrel races from Morrowind. 4. Drive the Empire from Morrowind. 5. Recover ancient territories stolen by Skyrim and Argonia. 6. Extend the worship of Akulakan to all nations of Tamriel through subversion and conquest. Plans to establish and expand the Sixth House. Phase 1. Secure Red Mountain against Tribunal intruders. Deny Tribunal access to the Heart, weakening the Temple while securing Red Mountain for the creation of Kulakan. Keep the construction of the Second Numidium a secret. Phase 2. Create passive servants and ever-widening circles around Red Mountain by broadcasting compulsions couched in dream imagery to susceptible subjects in their sleep. Establish a major operational base at Korgrun for further operations in the Ash Wastes. Establish smaller bases near small port villages and in lower-class waterfront districts in Vivek. Infiltrate and subvert smuggling syndicates, recruit willing followers from disaffected populations, including the underworld, the poor, and rabid anti-imperial activists. Phase 3. Expand from smaller bases to other towns and villages and recruit and indoctrinate subjects made susceptible by dream sendings. Occupy abandoned towers and ruins and trap corrupt cultists as raiders and irregular troops. Identify, discredit, and decimate possible sources of political resistance. Phase 4. Use assassination and terror to weaken, distract, and disrupt the legions and the Imperial bureaucracy, along with their Hlalu sympathizers. Inspire popular uprisings of the native people against the foreign rich and powerful. Summon sleepers and dreamers to Dagoth-Ur to work on Second Numidium. Inferring Dagoth-Ur's perspectives. Dagoth-Ur thinks on a large timescale, for the most part, in the outside of timescale of the divine consciousness. He thinks that only obstacles of mythic scale are worth consideration. He believes he is fated to rule Morrowind, to free Morrowind of the Empire, and to become a new, hard-loving father of Morrowind. Given that perspective, the only opposing forces Dagoth-Ur worries about are the Tribunal, the Daedra, the Emperor, and the Incarnate. With the Tribunal's loss of Sunder and Keening, and with the diminishing resources of Vivec, Almalexia, and Sothasil, Dagoth-Ur believes he has permanently gained a decisive strategic advantage. On a mortal timescale, the battle may last for centuries, but the outcome is not in doubt. And a Kulakan may be a device for dramatically reducing the timescale for a decisive victory. The myth of the dynamic invincibility of the Emperor and the Empire has long been an unquantifiable and intimidating threat, but recent rumors of unrest in Cyrodiil, of the Emperor's failing health, and the unsettled question of the succession have diminished the scale of that threat. Nonetheless, the revelation that the Nerevarine is a pawn of the Imperial intelligence, handpicked and sent to Morrowind by the Emperor himself, may cause Dagoth-Ur considerable anxiety. The Daedra represent no coherent obstacle to Dagoth-Ur. Nonetheless, their personal abilities and their influence upon their fanatic followers is considerable, their motives and actions obscure, and Dagoth-Ur remains concerned about them. The Incarnate represents Saint Nerevar, a mythic force that has previously defeated Dagoth-Ur, and Dagoth-Ur is obsessed with this new threat. At the same time, Dagoth-Ur knew Nerevar personally, knew that he was a mortal man with faults and weaknesses. Dagoth-Ur may have some hope of seducing or negotiating with Nerevar's reincarnation. Further, when Nerevar and the Tribunal defeated Dagoth-Ur, they were strong and allied. Now the Nerevarine and the Tribunal are weak, opposed, and divided. Therefore, though the Nerevarine and the Tribunal represent the most serious threat to Dagoth-Ur's plans, he still has good reason to believe that this time he will prevail. A recent timescale of Dagoth-Ur's activities. Much of the following timescale is based on inference from incomplete information. Before Second Era 882, Dagoth-Ur and his kin lie dreaming beneath the sills of Red Mountain. Second Era 882, Dagoth-Ur and his ash vampires awake, refreshed, and emerge from Lower Red Mountain into the Heart Chamber. Dagoth-Ur ritually binds himself and his brethren as heart weights in a ritual of his own devising. First stages of construction of Second Numidium, conceived during the Long Sleep, are begun by heart weights and Antronak constructs in a chamber near the heart of Lorkhan. Keeping the Second Numidium project a secret from the Tribunal is a high priority. Second Era 882. The Tribunal arrive at Red Mountain for their annual ritual bathing in the Heart's power. Dagoth-Ur and Ash vampires ambush the Tribunal. The Tribunes are driven away and prevented from restoring themselves with Kagnarak's tools at the heart of Lorkhan. Second Era 882 to 3... Second Era to 882 to 3... Third Era 417. Second Era 82, Third Era 417. Intermittent Tribunal campaigns assault Red Mountain. The Tribunal and supporting forces seek to force access to the Heart Chamber, but are repeatedly driven back. Dagoth-Ur recruits sleepers and dreamers through dream sendings. Cultists are recruited through dream compulsion. Weaker cultists become Corpus beasts. Stronger cultists advance through stages towards the powers of the Ascended Sleepers. Third Era 400. Korgorun reoccupied with Dagoth Uthal and fortified as an advanced base for 6th House operations. Blight storms more frequent and widespread. Soul sickness spreads in regions close to Red Mountain. Third Era 410. 6th House base founded near Narmok and in waterfront areas of Vivec. 6th House operatives exploit smuggler organizations and communications to spread their influence among victims unbalanced by Dagoth-Ur's dream sendings. Third Era 415. Small cells of 6th House cultists in every town in Vardenfell. Larger 6th House operations are concealed in remote dungeons where creatures are bred and cultists are trained for the coming struggle. Third Era 417. Almalexia and Sothasil lose the artifacts Keening and Sunder to Dagoth, Odros, and Vemen. Vivec rescues Almalexia and Sothasil, but failing to recover Keening and Sunder, the Tribunal retreat from Red Mountain in disorder. Surviving Boy and Armiger companions know the Tribunal was forced to retreat, but do not know how serious a reversal the Tribunal has suffered. The 3 tribunes return to their respective capitals and continue to perform their ritual functions. The tribunes continue to grow weaker without access to the heart, and because of the resources required to support the ghost fence, the inner circle of the temple priesthood has begun to suspect the tribunes have suffered seriously from wounds and demoralization in the wake of the reverses at Red Mountain, but do not recognize the scale of the problem. Third Era 426 to 427, campaign of 6th House assassinations of prominent Imperial citizens and Hlalu Imperial sympathizers, sudden increase in the number of seriousness of attacks by cultists and victims deranged by soul sickness. Noted with concern, 1. Dagoth can apparently perceive and communicate directly through his cultists. Through his cultists. Sleepers and dreamers are often reported speaking as though with Dagoth's voice and intention.
Sorry, just one second.
2. Little is known about the features, scale, or stage of the completion of the Akulakan, Second Numidium. No one has gained entrance to the Heart Chamber since 2nd Era 282, and 3rd Era 417, Keening and Sunder were captured and may substantially aid in Akulakan's construction.
I need a drink.
The plan to defeat Dagoth For the past 20 years, the Tribunal have tried unsuccessfully to execute this plan. However, we failed because we were required to stage an assault and simultaneously maintain the Ghost Fence to prevent the threatened large-scale breakout of Dagoth blighted hosts. With the Nerevarine leading the assault, and the Tribunal free to devote their full energies to maintaining the Ghost Fence, this plan has a greater chance of success. Unfortunately, however, the loss of the artifacts Sunder and Keening and the recent increase in Dagoth's strength poses new problems for the execution of the plan. Therefore, our proposed plan has the following 5 phases. 1. A series of aggressive raids to scout inside the Ghost Fence. 2. A series of aggressive raids to neutralize Dagoth Ash Vampire kin and recover artifacts from the bodies of his kin. 3. An assault of the Gate Citadel Veminal to neutralize Dagoth Vemin and recover the artifact hammer Sunder. 4. An assault of Gate Citadel Ordrasal to neutralize Dagoth Ordos and recover the artifact blade Keening. 5. An assault on Citadel Dagoth with the artifacts Wraithguard, Sunder, and Keening to sever Dagoth connection to the heart of Lorkhan and thus destroy Dagoth Phase 1. Raids inside the Ghost Fence. The Tribunal, Ordinators, and Buoyant Armigers are familiar with the terrain and will provide maps and current intelligence reports. The region inside the Ghost Fence is dangerous, and the Nerevarine will need to be familiar with its particular challenges. After measuring skills and resources against Dagoth's defenses, the Nerevarine will know better how to pace a campaign, alternating raids with improving skills, getting better equipment, and stockpiling resources. Phase 2. Raids upon Ash Vampire Citadels. Dagoth's kin have become markedly more powerful in recent decades, after remaining stable for thousands of years. If they can be individually isolated and destroyed, they will not be able to support Dagoth in later stages of the war. It may also be that the dramatic increase in their power comes from items enchanted by Dagoth. Salvage of such items might contribute to our resources. Phase 3. Assault on Gate Citadel Vemunal. Essential to recover the artifact Hammer Sunder for Phase 5. The Ash Vampire Dagoth Vemin has possession of Sunder and probably seeks to discover the secrets of its enchantments. He may also have access to notebooks and journals of Kagnarak that have survived in the Dwemer workshops of Veminal. Phase 4. Assault on Gate Citadel Ordrasal. Essential to recover the artifact Blade Keening for Phase 5. The Ash Vampire Dagoth Ordos has possession of Keening and probably seeks to discover the secrets of its enchantments. He may also have access to notebooks and journals of Kagnarak that have survived the Dwemer workshops of Ordrasal. Phase 5. Assault on Citadel Dagoth. All the previous stages are preparations for this stage. Recent expeditions show that Citadel Dagoth has undergone extensive expansion. The location will need to be explored carefully. The known route to the Heart Chamber will be well defended. Alternative routes may exist. Dagoth will have anticipated our plan to destroy him by attacking the Heart, and so he will almost certainly personally oppose approach to the Heart Chamber. Together, the Tribunal could not defeat him, and he has grown stronger since then. Admittedly, the Tribunal had the distraction of maintaining the Ghost Fence simultaneous with fighting Dagoth but even so, the challenge seems daunting. The adoption of this phased campaign seems to offer the best chances for success. In retrospect, the Tribunal's decision to directly assault Citadel Dagoth rather than proceed step by step through lesser objectives must be seen to have been a serious error. The Tribunal did not feel that it had the option of a slow-paced and deliberate campaign, given that they had many other competing priorities, not least of which was the maintenance of the Ghost Fence and other outer defenses surrounding Red Mountain. The Nerevarine, on the other hand, should be best served by a careful step-by-step advance, with the additional advantage of building confidence along the way, while successes would undermine Dagoth Ur's own assurances in his defenses. Employing Cagnarek's tools against Dagoth Ur. The source of Dagoth Ur's supernatural power is the Heart of Lorkhan. The Heart is also the source of the Tribunal's divine powers. During mythic times, the gods took and hid Lorkhan's heart beneath Red Mountain as a punishment for creating the mortal plane. The Dwemer discovered the heart while building underground colonies. Highcraft Lord Cagnarach created enchanted tools intended to tap the power of the heart. The War of the First Council was fought to prevent this sacrilege. Cagranach's use of these tools and the disappearance of the Dwemer race marked the end of the war. Cagranach's tools were recovered by Lord Nerevar and Dagoth Ur. Dagoth Ur was left to guard the tools while Nerevar came to consult with us, his advisors. In Nerevar's absence, Dagoth Ur experimented with the tools upon the heart and was corrupted. We returned to discover the deranged Dagoth Ur, who refused to turn over the tools. When he attacked us, we drove him away. We left Red Mountain with the tools, and subsequently Sotha Sil discovered their secrets. Collectively, we used the tools to establish a connection with the heart, enabling ourselves to transform our mortal natures. Thus we became the Tribunal. Dagoth Ur had survived our attacks, and without the tools in a manner not well understood, Dagoth Ur also managed to establish a connection with the heart and to transform himself into an immortal being. Our plan to destroy Dagoth Ur also runs the risk of destroying the Tribunal. The plan is to permanently disrupt Cagranach's enchantments upon the heart, severing connections with Dagoth Ur and ourselves, and rendering us all once again mortal. Immortal Cagranach may then be destroyed by mundane means. The loss of godhood and the possible death of the Tribunal are judged a necessary risk and sacrifice. The normal procedure for establishing connection with the heart is a three-step process. The wearer of Wraithguard strikes the heart with the hammer Sunder, causing the heart to produce a pure tone. When the wearer of the Wraithguard strikes the heart with the blade Keening, shattering the pure tone into a prism of toned shades. These toned shades are then imprinted upon the substance of the wearer of Wraithguard, giving him an immortal and divine nature. The Nerevarine will not be taught the secret rituals required to perform the third step. Instead, the Nerevarine will strike the heart with Keening for a second time, causing its tones to diverge into unstable patterns of interference. Further repeated strikes with Keening will further disrupt the tones, with the ultimate result of shattering and dispelling Cagnarach's original enchantments binding the heart, thereby severing the heart's links with Dagoth Ur and any surviving heart weights, and with the Tribunal. Destroying Cagranach's enchantments on the heart will also stop the corrupt effusion of the heart's divine power and end the blight on Morrowind. The Nerevarine may be tempted to steal the power of the heart. Dagoth Ur and Sotha Sil alone knew this secret. Dagoth Ur may, in extremity, propose to teach the Nerevarine how to use Cagranach's tools to become a god. We doubt that the Nerevarine is fool enough to trust Dagoth Ur and are content to take that risk. Be warned, the Nerevarine cannot safely equip either Keening or Sunder unless wearing the Wraithguard. The Nerevarine will be injured every moment while holding either of these artifacts unless protected by Wraithguard. Persistence will be rewarded with death. If the Nerevarine can equip an item while not wearing Wraithguard and receive no injury, the item is a counterfeit. One last note, Dagoth Ur must not get a hold of Wraithguard. The Nerevarine must prepare and use Recall or Almsylvia intervention if there is any risk of death or capture. The element of surprise. Dagoth Ur will not expect you to destroy Cagnarak's enchantments on the heart. He does not know it is possible, he would not do it himself, and he knows we have never tried it. He will not believe anyone would want to sacrifice the promise of such power. Further advancement in House Dagoth, as in all great houses, is by challenge and confrontation within the hierarchy. The Nerevarines' challenges and defeats of the Ash Vampires in battles with Sixth House will be viewed in that light. Dagoth Ur and his kin may assume that the Nerevarines' ambition is to control the heart. Given that assumption, it is only reasonable that the Nerevarine would try to defeat each of Dagoth Ur's subordinates in turn, working up to Dagoth Ur. If the Nerevarine can defeat Dagoth Ur and control the heart, so much the better, but logically the Nerevarine would wish to rise as high in the hierarchy as possible before cutting a deal with the head of the house. Dagoth Ur should try to recruit the Nerevarine into House Dagoth. It may be possible to pretend to join him and then betray him. However, any attempt to deceive him will be very risky. House Dagoth has a tradition of subterfuge and treachery, and because he is a deceiver, he will expect deception. Closing remarks. We place no compulsion upon the Nerevarine to adhere to the plans described here. We believe that they offer the best chance at destroying Dagoth Ur, but we have also chosen to place our trust in the Nerevarines' judgment and skill. Frankly, we see no alternative. If there are doubts or questions, speak with Vivek. He has agreed to serve as the Nerevarines' guide and counselor for this campaign. It may be that the Nerevarine succeeds and the tribunal will not survive. Such sentiments as might have been expressed to the tribunal should, in that case, be addressed to the land and people of Morrowind. May the happy convergence of fortune and prayer meet in our destiny. On behalf of Lady Almalexia and Lord Sothasil, Vivek.
So it looks like a glove. Armor rating 26. Yes, I gotta give up the bracer for that. Well, we'll go with it, but only when we need. Now, before I go any further, I think there was someone I needed to speak to in Vivek. Elven Nations Corner Club. I think that might be the foreign section, but I'm not sure. Actually, hang on, I think I've been there before. It could also be Lather now that I think of it. I'll try Lalu first, just because it's sort of on the way to the foreign quarter.
It is a pleasure.
I don't know why I remembered that, but I'm glad I did.
Yes, stranger?
Welcome to Vivek, Caius. I'm sure you have some questions. What would you like to know?
I'm looking for something.
Never heard of such a weapon. Perhaps you should consult with a Dunmer savant about such thing.
Come on!
You flatter me with your attention, Outlander.
It's probably from the other one.
The Dunmer savant told me that the halls of the dead... Wait a minute. I don't know, such might refer to any ruin or tomb. Perhaps you should consult with a Dunmer savant. Such learned men are better suited to puzzle out riddle words of vision and prophecy.
I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that might come up in the... I also kind of need to go to the bathroom, but I'm getting close to the end, so... So I try not to look too much at the blue words. It does say any Dunmer scout. Actually, I'm sorry, I do need to go to the bathroom, so I know we're getting close to the end, but I'll try and make it quick. Alright, sorry about that, I can't tab out. Otherwise the mods break. So,
The Oracle believes that I am fated to recover the ancient Warhammer Skull Crusher. I must discover a sealed Daedric ruin that may be accessed only through the halls of the dead. To help me solve the puzzle of this prophecy, the Oracle told me to consult a Dunmer Scout and a Dunmer Savant. Her vision suggests that I must face restless spirits and powerful Daedra to recover the Warhammer. If I find Skullcrusher, I must return it to the Oracle so that she may free it of its creator's curse. A Dunmer savant told me that Halls of the Dead might refer to any Dunmer ancestral tomb. The ancient Dunmer word for ancestral tomb is Cardrun. Rune translates as home or hearth hall. Card means undeparted kin wardens. Then, to find access to Skullcrusher in its sealed Daedric ruin, I must search for ancestral tombs near the ruin. Perhaps there is an underground passage between the tomb and the sealed Daedric ruin.
Alright, so I still don't know the Daedric ruin.
Eliza Sothrin, I've never heard of such a weapon. Perhaps you should consult with a Dunmer savant about such thing. I believe this artifact has been shown to me because it is meant for your hand, but bring it to me so that I may bless it and remove any curse placed on it by its creators that may enable it to betray you. Ask a Dunmer savant and a Dunmer scout about a sealed Daedric ruin which might conceal Hilbungard's forge, and ask about the Halls of the Dead, another ruin or graveyard.
Oh, maybe that's what I need to ask about.
Another ruin or grave guarded by undead spirits near the site. Through such a portal might the questing hero seek Skullcrusher, the peerless warhammer lost to men since the First Era. I believe this legendary weapon is fated to your hand. If you find Skullcrusher, bring it to me so that I may bless it and free it of its creator's curse. A Daedric ruin sealed by a rockfall. That might be Andunabia, a ruin near Saedrith Mora. The lower halls of Andunabia have been inaccessible since the time of the First Era, and several other Daedric ruins are known to have within their chambers glowing pools of molten stone. Such pools might have fueled the forge of a master weapon maker and its enchanter.
That was the one.
Dunmer Scout told me that the sealed Daedric ruin I seek may well be Andunabia, a ruin near Saedrith Mora. The lower halls of Andunabia have been inaccessible since the First Era, and several other Daedric ruins are known to have within their chambers glowing pools of molten stone. Such pools might have fueled the forge of a master weapon maker and his enchanter. Okay.
So if this is Saedrith Mora... Oh, come on, you're not going to tell me. I wonder if the map shows anything. Oh, yeah, there are ruins just in the bottom. kind of on the east of the island. Mind you, there's ruins on some of the islands too. Alright. Well, I know I can...
There's someone.
I know I can fast travel there, so first thing I'm gonna do is head back home. Let's see what the Oshiraku have to say. I didn't actually need to recall now that I think of it. Although while I'm at it, I should maybe go to Elder and just see what the Fighters Guild has to say too. It's been a while since I've been to either one of those. Eldarin, please.
How about sharing the wealth? Welcome. Please don't be shy.
You here for orders or advancement, Guardian? Or was this something else that you wanted?
About orders.
I have a small task for you. The Empire charges the Fighters Guild with keeping the forts and mines supplied. Will you be willing to take a load of flint to Edith Pal Mine?
Sure.
Here's the flint. Deliver it to Dangor. He's a Bosmer who works in Edith Pal Mine, which is at the base of Red Mountain, just west of the Zainab camp.
Could be worse. I don't know why that one was important to me, I just... I gotta switch it back to the bomb, otherwise I'm gonna recall it exactly the point I don't want to.
Good day, stranger. Welcome to Alderaan. I'm the local caravaneer. I can tell you about Siltstrider travel if you'll tell me your destination.
It's Margon I want to go to, right? Yes.
Why walk when you can ride?
Just trying to work out what my rounds are going to be, so I think after I talk to the Oshalaku, I'm going to head back and go to Sadrith Mora and find the weapon, and then I can... stop by the I can stop by the camp and deliver the drinks. It kind of seems like a waste of time because I don't think I'm going to be able to advance in the guild, but gives me something to do. forgetting I should be soul trapping these. Of course, at this point, I know which hide I want. I think that means it's a shock. Oh, no. It's a cliff razor still. Oh yeah, and I think I said if I, at this point it's just as convenient for me to go over the mountains than it is than it is for me to do the traditional way. Watch that last step. Sucker. The rain got him anyway.
You are the Nerevarine. Ask, and I shall answer, with Azura's blessing. You have been named Nerevarine by the 4 tribes of Vardenfell. You have fulfilled that part of the prophecy. Ursulaku, Amusa, Zainib, and Arabaninson. They have all named you Nerevarine. You have fulfilled the 5th trial of the 7 visions. The full title of the prophecy is 7 Visions of 7 Trials of the Incarnate. Listen, and I will tell you the verses. 7 trials. What he puts his hand to, that shall be done. What is left undone, that shall be done. First trial. On a certain day to uncertain parents, incarnate moon and star reborn. Second trial. Neither blight nor age can harm him. The curse of flesh before him flies. Third trial. In caverns dark Azura's eyes sees, and makes to shine the moon and star. Fourth trial. A stranger's voice unites the houses. 3 halls call him Hortator. Fifth trial. A stranger's hand unites the Velothi. 4 tribes call him Nerevarine. Sixth trial. He honors blood of the tribe unmourn. He eats their sin and is reborn. Seventh trial. His mercy frees the cursed false gods, blinds the broken, redeems the mad. One destiny. He speaks the law for Veloth's people. He speaks for their land and names them great. What does this prophecy mean? It tells us who the Nerevarine will be and the trials he must undergo before he fulfills his destiny. Some parts I understand, some parts I do not. I will answer your questions as best I can, but I cannot pretend to understand it all.
Well, let's talk about the 6th and 7th trial.
I was blind, but Azura's star has guided me through my dreams. Vivek's high priest, Sarione, has asked to see you when you are Hortator and Nerevarine. Go to him and demand to speak with false god Vivek. Vivek has tried to keep Kagnarek's tools secret, but you will need these tools when you stand before Dagoth-Ur. Get Kagnarek's tools from Vivek. They are the keys to the riddle of the 6th and 7th trials.
Good talk.
Welcome, friend. I feel as though I should know you.
We had a good night's sleep before we start going on other quests. Thing of beauty. Alright. I think we're going to call that here. So we will pursue the helm. I'll try and sell some of the items and do the alchemy at the start of the next broadcast. But we will do the Imperial Cult mission, and then I think we will make our move on what I'm assuming is the final quest line. We'll head into Red Mountain and see what we can, what trouble we can get into with Dagothar. As always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.